Hey everyone, Marcus from Live Life Your Way here, and we're going to continue our muscular activation series. This is going to be our third part in that series. We're going to base this around core work, abdominal work today, and we've got a series of exercises. They're not per activation exercises per se, but they are scaled so that they're designed to increase your abdominal strength and activation throughout each different exercise and hit your abdominals in a different way, if that makes any sense. We're going to start off with the first exercise. I'm going to be working with my notes, as I always do. I just find it easier with the clipboard there, just to remind me. None of us are perfect, we don't always remember everything. Before I start, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell to get notified, hit that like and follow button on Instagram, Facebook, and have a follow of what we're doing. If you want to backtrack, you should be able to backtrack through the series and start from the beginning if this is your first introduction into what we're doing. So this is video number 3 in this series. So we're going to work at abdominis part of the core. So when I talk core, I talk 360 degrees. Core is all the way around. So core is not just abdominals, it is glutes, it is obliques, it is all the way around, the core of the trunk, the core of the body. So today we're going to work on abdominal part of the core. First exercise is going to be a simple bent leg crunch. I'm not a big proponent of sit-ups. I don't like sit-ups as a full all the way up sit-up because it loads the lower back a lot. So I prefer my clients to start off with a basic crunch. We want to start off with feet flat on the ground, knees bent, and in this position I teach hands all the way up over the shoulders. Now there is a reason for that. With your hands all the way up here, your lats can't engage when you're bringing your torso up. So a lot of people put their hands here or put their hands on the ground, and as they're crunching, their lats are engaging. And you don't want that. You want to focus on this. So I teach hands all the way up on the shoulders. And it removes the lats from the equation. So from here, it's just a light and crunch up. You want to feel that tension in the abdominis muscle right here. Okay? So we're going to do that for reps. Now the breathing on your crunches is the opposite to what we would normally do. Normally on an exercise or in a muscle movement, you would breathe in and hold, or you would breathe in, use the muscle, and then exhale when you're finished. On a crunch, I like to teach the reverse. Breathe out as you crunch, breathe in as you fall back. The reason for that is as you breathe out, it allows the diaphragm the chance to shift up, and as the muscles contract, it gives them more room to move within the chest and abdominal cavity. Okay, so it's a tricky one to get your head around because the body doesn't want to do it, your brain's fighting you on it, but you breathe out as you crunch, in as you come back. We go through that again, hands on the shoulders, breathing in and out, in, out, in, out, breathing in, breathing out, and that's your basic abdominal crunch. You'd be surprised as a beginner, especially as a beginner, after you do about 3 or 4 sets of those, about 10 to 12 reps per set, you'll really start to feel your abdominals. All right, we're going to work on the other end of the spectrum. So your abdominis muscles are attached on two ends. You're attached at the top and they're attached at the bottom. We're going to work on the other end now. We're going to do a knee tuck. So this time around we're going to start with legs out straight, feet together, and this time the hands can stay on the ground. Balance you as your body moves. So we're going to tuck those knees up nice and tight like that. So we're going to work the same muscles but from the other end. As you extend out, don't put your feet on the ground. Same breathing routine. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. All right, so that's a lying knee tuck. All right, that's the second of our exercises today. So we've hit, in that movement, we've hit the same muscles, but from each insertion point, upper insertion point and lower insertion point, 2 different movements. You don't have to do them back to back, you don't have to do them together, you can do them as separate exercises. You do one day, one the other day. All right, another exercise that I have worked on quite a bit is Russian twist. So we're going to do that next. All right, up next, Russian twist. So you can use a medicine ball, you can use a kettlebell, you can use a weight plate, whatever you prefer, but some form of weight to be able to transition across the body. Now I've done this exercise in a few other videos, but we're going to do it again today because it is a really good activation exercise, because we're also going to regress it, which means stage it back a little bit today. So we're going to give you 2 versions of a Russian twist today. So first version, we're going to keep the heels on the ground. Especially for a beginner who struggles, especially with glute activation or stability, they're not going to be able to hold that torso up. So as a beginner, heel on the ground, grabbing your weight, I'm going to use a medicine ball, and rotating across. For keeping your breathing nice and steady and consistent. How much weight you choose is dependent on your ability. How fast you go is dependent on your ability. I like this one as a really good warm-up exercise because it gets 360-degree core. When you've got the heels raised, and we'll see that on the next version of this exercise, so I'm going to do that with the heels raised, you actually get glutes, everything engaged within this one movement. Okay, so next up we're going to do Russian twist in the correct form with the feet elevated, so progression. So we've just done it as a regression with the heels on the ground. Now we're going to do it with feet elevated correctly. Feet up, rotating on each side. Breathing steady. Nice and steady. So your glutes are holding the body up. Your glutes are doing all the balancing. So that's a normal Russian twist. So we've done a regression, we've done the normal version. And as I said, weight can vary depending on your ability and what you want to do with it, and you can vary the speed on that as well. Okay? All right. Next up we have laying leg raise. So similar to a knee tuck, we brought the entire lower body up and crunched it up from the lower half of the body in direct opposition to what a crunch would be. This time around we're actually going to support the lower half of the body and use those legs as weight to work the abdominals. So laying out nice and flat, legs flat, feet together. This is where the hands over the shoulders comes important, because in this position we're teaching the shoulders to stay on the ground. We want the torso and the shoulders to stay on the ground, and we're going to, feet together, we're going to raise the legs up. Not touching the ground between. So laying leg raise. Remember to breathe steady. All right, so that's a laying leg raise. So that's because the weight is extended outward from the body on the legs, that's making the abdominal muscles lift those, assist in lifting the legs with a little bit of hip flexor, but the weight is extended all the way out compared to the knee tuck. So that weight's a long way. You can actually make that a lot harder. You can, that's the basic version. So your knee tuck is a regression of your leg raise. You can make that harder, and you can add weight to that if you want. So I'll do a quick version of that. I just happen to have a dumbbell right here. So if I put a dumbbell between my feet, hands on the shoulders, keeping the torso on the ground, and you can make that a lot harder by adding that weight. Simple movement. The smallest amount down that end, because it is a a lever effect because it's a long way away from the abdominis. It multiplies that effect of adding weight to the body. So that 2 kilos that I've just put on my weight on my legs may feel like one particular weight here, but as I extend it out further along the body, it starts feeling heavier and heavier because it's further away from me. I'm having to lever that weight up. So that small amount of weight added to the feet almost doubles the work on the abdominals. All right, well that's part 3 today. That's our core workout today. I hope you enjoyed that. So that's part of our activation techniques. We're going through a series of building and developing stability and strength in the body. I hope you're enjoying them as they're going along. Remember, hit the subscribe button. If you've got any questions, ask down below. If there's anything you want to see, ask down below. I hope you're all staying safe out there, and see you on the next video.